It's Philly's Power 99, Dread, Mina, Mother, Rise and Grind Morning Show. We have a friend that stopped by the studio. Me and this dude go way back to the days in Reading, to the days in Allentown. Wow. Lots of good times. Fat Joe's in the building.
All the way up.
I'm all the way up.
Here we go.
What up, Joe? What's good with you?
Man, just blessed, man. Happy to be here, Philly. You know what I'm saying? You know I love it. It's my home away from home.
Yeah.
You know I got that lunch schedule over there on that 5th. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go to that Pasa.
I know that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
This is like your second home, man. You hit
Yeah.
North Philly, you know, you can go down there, solo mission, no security, just walk around. It's just love.
I can tell you a story that happened to me. This is when before Khaled was Khaled.
Yeah.
Right? We came down to Philly. Like, we used to always come down to Philly at least maybe twice a week just to chill. Like, because, you know, we got cousins here. Shout out my brother E. Philly. And we used to just come down here, get away from New York. You know, New York was too hectic. We always would drive to Philly. And I remember this one time, I was like in 5th Street somewhere, and I went to a bodega.
Uh-huh.
I grabbed me a Diet Pepsi, and by the time I came out the store, it might have been 5,000 niggas outside there.
Wow.
Like, it would look like the movie Birds, like on cars. I don't know how that shit happened. But it was just a million Puerto Ricans out there, and it was like, it felt like a festival or some shit. And that's the one time that ever happened to me in my life. You know what I'm saying? Where it was almost like the Kanye West thing he just did at in New York, Webster Hall, where it was just, I don't know how it happened. I'm not fronting like it always happens, but that's one thing I'll never forget. That when I went in the store, by the time I came out, it was just
flooded.
The whole community was out there. Like, it was a blessed moment, man.
This has to be a great time for you. All the way up. It's the summer anthem.
Thank you so much, man. I mean, like, like I said, once again, man, you know, when you get my age, when you be around so long, you learn to appreciate the little things. You know, I was heavy in God's ear, man. I was like, yo, God, I need one. I gotta go out with a big one, man. I need it, one more.
How did it happen? How did that song happen? Where'd you get the track from, the beat?
Man, it was a whole process. But me, it was like, you ever see this movie, Vinyl, this TV show, Vinyl? Well, the dude is based on the music industry back in the day. So this dude does anything to sign the artist. He got like a record label, which is true.
Right.
So working on this album, when Remy told me, yo, Joe, let's get together, let's do it. I don't get high, but I had to get high. I had to go to Toronto, see what they was drinking. I had to be a Rasta one night. I had to be Dominican. I had to play the part. I had to go in a super zone to figure this thing out. Because, you know, right now they doing, you know, googly oogly. They doing, I just like your girl and some flip-flops. So when you come from my era of rap, you are really lost when you're sitting in the strip club and they playing the craziest you ever heard in your life.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting up in there, I'm like, shh. So I finally figured it out. I figured out that people, you know, they really want to hear they all the way up. They really want to feel like they triumph, like they winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ever study the club, you ever notice every time it's like all the way up now.
Turn, yeah.
They just all the way up. And then I worked with Cool and Dre exclusive. Also Infrared, who's an amazing songwriter. You know, a brother of mine, you know what I'm saying? So I brought him into the project. He was like an outcast. We brought him in, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't the immediate crew. And yo, he called me the next day. He said, I sent it to you. The minute I heard it, I was like, oh!
Yeah.
You know, it was crazy.
It's fire from the beginning to the end. And me, I'm from Brooklyn, New York, so I know about the rappers. It just has this New York street edge to it. You feel real good compared to all of the other music we're hearing today.
Yeah, you ain't lying, man. It's a different vibe. We didn't plan to make it like New York. I guess we from New York, so it happened. You know what I'm saying? So everybody in New York really feeling proud about it. They embracing it because it's been a while since they heard somebody, you know, spit lyrics on a hard beat, but at the same time, you can have a great time too.
Yeah. I'm glad you broke down the process of you being in the club and making this song, because you've been in the game for a long time, since what, the early 90s.
20 years.
Yeah. Was there any point where you said, you know what, it's time for me to move on from the rap game and do something else? Never.
What happens with me is I gave my heart, my soul, everything to music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I eat, sleep, drink it. I've always been an underrated artist, underrated producer. You know what I'm saying? If you think about all these people I brought in the rap game, I don't want to have to name them for you, but it's just the family tree spurring off of Fat Joe
Yeah.
is incredible. You know what I'm saying? So I never missed a beep. So trust me, if I got to the point where I felt like I was like, getting whack, I would never do it.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm blessed. I'm getting better and better. And what's crazy is there's a lot of icons that came out before me that I worship. That as they got my age, they started deteriorating and they wasn't as nice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a weird thing that's happening now that I'm actually feeling like I'm getting better with time.
Right.
So it's weird.
Now, the All the Way Up remix, how did that come about, getting Hove on that?
Well, I've always wanted to work with Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? And he's Remy's favorite rapper.
Uh-huh.
And apparently Beyonce's her favorite singer. You know, the
Yeah.
same old shit. You know what I'm saying? No, I've heard of rap. So I had to figure out how to get to him. Even though we got a lot of friends in mutual, he's such a high position that people wouldn't even bring it to him because they imagine he screams on them or whatever. Like, so they boom. So I said, you know what? His best friend of all time, the guy he always grew up with, was Memphis Bleak.
Yeah.
So I had to use my guy Nori. So I called Nori and I was like, yo, Nori, I know you cool with Memphis Bleak. Could you get him on the phone with me? Nori ain't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
So boom, I got on the phone with him and I was like, yo, B, I want to get Hove on the remix. 5 minutes later, Jay-Z called me. He was like, I can't wait. Let's go.
Oh, that's dope.
That was too dope.
That's dope. Shout out to Nori, too. His podcast is hilarious.
Yeah, that's the man. That's the man. You know, it's one of my best friends on earth.
Let's take it back to Lean Back.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I hear Lean Back, oh man, I just and certified classic, certified banger. What inspired you to write Lean Back?
Well, it was the whole Jamaican vibe at the time. They were like, signal to plane, hurrah away, and they was doing all them dances, and I was like, yo, man, these Jamaicans is killing it right now. So when I came up with the chorus, I was like, my people don't dance, we just pull up our pants and do the rock away.
Mm-hmm.
Lean back,
Yeah.
lean back. And then the lean back part, I kept repeating and everybody was arguing with me. Callan and everybody was like, yo, you bugging out. I was like, no. If you ever notice how Missy makes a record, she always repeats it. She always so she inspired Lean Back too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. All right, since you're taking it back a little bit, what's good with Terror Squad? Y'all together? Y'all not together? Who's in it now?
Fat Joe and Remy Ma, and then we got all the goons that's been around since forever. You know what I'm saying? So,
Wow.
And we have a new label. It's called RNG.
Uh-huh.
And we got the young boys coming out on that joint. It's retarded. They flaming. You know what I'm saying? They killing shit. You know what I'm saying? So be on the lookout for that. You know what I'm saying?
And now your story, the Terror Squad story, is going to be on Inside the Label, right?
Yeah.
When's it coming up?
Yeah.
I don't know when it's coming out, but it's crazy.
It's soon, I think. I just saw the previews for it.
It's really, really crazy because I didn't control it. It wasn't.
You were
me.
part of it?
No, I'm in it, but I didn't control it.
Okay.
So as I'm walking to do an interview, I'm saying niggas I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Walking out. As I'm going in, I see a nigga like Ralph McDaniels who put me in the game 20 years ago.
Shouts to Ralph.
Walking in, and I'm like, oh, like they got busy.
Yeah.
BET got busy. Like they was calling niggas that was in the studio when I did Flojo.
Wow.
Like, I couldn't believe it. Like I was bumping into these people. I shot for it like maybe 3-4 times, and every time I went in there, I was like, oh, they got such and such. They got such. So they did a thorough investigation on that. Like a super thorough investigation on that. Better than I would have did, because I would have just went and got the crew. And talk shit.
So at the end of the day, you didn't have executive producer rights or anything that?
On that?
Yeah.
No. It's like a 30-30. So now, you know how ESPN has the 30-30?
Right.
So they have the 30-30. Be Quiet is kept. I think Ludacris owns this thing going on.
Oh, wow.
You know
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Luda and Shaka.
And Shaka?
Mm-hmm.
And Shaka, Luda and Shaka owns this series, and I think it's really, really dope.
It
Love
is.
it.
You know what I'm saying? Because people put in that work, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to give a tribute and find out what's going on and what happened and what made things happen. It's crazy.
I love Remy Ma. Make sure you tell her that. Tell
You better
her.
know she's the
I
truth.
love her. She's the truth. She gives it to you hardcore, and we don't have a lot of females out here that can spit. You know, when she rap, she spit. The spit just comes out the side of her mouth. and I love it.
Let me explain something to you. The thing that's so incredible about Remy grew up with a tough background with her parents. You know, she got locked up, you know what I'm saying, early in her career. She did 7 years in jail. You know, every day the police, the inmates told her she wasn't going to be nothing. When she came home, she wasn't going to have no fans. She got a strong black husband that stood by her for 7 years. We don't see that in the hood. You know what I'm saying? And they like this. She comes out, she gets married, she got a #1 show on TV. Now she got a #1 song in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, she's showing people you could overcome everything.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if there's any motivation needed in the hood, just look at Remy. And she won't change for nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we got other people, we got other artists, male or female, who they are unreachable. Remy seems like the girl from next door.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Remy will still smack the shit out of you in the
I love it. Yeah. Yeah.
She'll smack the shit at you in the Chinese
She's
ghetto.
still rolling the Dutch Master.
Yeah. Fortnite, she can't because she's on parole. But
Say
she's
no
gonna
more.
do it the day after.
I love it.
And, you know, Remy will still smack the 4 chicken wing, the French fry out.
Yes!
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
Now, we know that you and Remy had, you know, a little falling out. What was there a particular situation that made y'all come back together?
She gave me a call, and it really ended bad. Our breakup was really bad because I really, really love Remy. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I'm a very strong person. Like, I'm a very, very, very strong person. I'm very thick-skinned. You know, I can handle anything. Bullets, words, whatever you want to throw at it, I'm ready for it. Right? But that was like an invisible lightning rod. Because, you know, we raised this girl. I ain't let nobody smash. Nobody in the crew violate her. She with us every day for 5 years. We raised her. You know what I'm saying? And then when she went bad at me, it really, 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 really hurt my feelings. Like, really, I didn't even know I could get that hurt. So I was like, boom. So I f***ed me up for a minute. So then when she was in jail, she called me like a year before she came home, and she was like, yo. And I knew her voice immediately, and I was like, yo. And she was like, yo. I was like, yo. She was like, yo. I was like, yo, Rem, you call me, man. Cut it out.
Yeah.
What's going on? I miss you, my brother. I love you. Oh, my God. And then we start talking to each other, and I start schooling on what's going on out here. And I'm like, yo, you still the hottest.
Right.
Nobody can f with you. Trust me. But you got to come out here, focus. You got to be humble. You got to do what you got to do. You got to this and this and that. She followed the blueprint to a T. And she's still following the blueprint right now. And we about to, you know.
Something coming, huh?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying she's smashing the game.
Yeah,
I think she beat me and Jay-Z on the remix. To be honest with
she
you,
killed it.
like this girl is like, you know, we there, man. We where we want her to be. You know what I'm saying? What a lot of people don't realize is that, you know, I'm for my people. You know what I'm saying? So like when I was out and I discovered Big Pun, I took the back seat to Pun because I knew he was better. I wanted him to win. I wanted him to shine more. And the same thing with Rem, you know what I'm saying? I want to make sure she win. I want to see the whole world see what I see in her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we almost there, man.